Hello everybody, this is Wicked bringing you a audio commentary for good old WCReplays.com. Don't quote, copy, distribute, molest, throw, or in any way frighten this poor audio commentary, otherwise we will have our entire legal staff, also known as a very overworked IC Shadow, come after your buttocks. Yeah, so if any of you guys have been wondering, probably not, why I haven't recorded an audio in a while, well, it's because I've been in the process of constructing this new computer that I'm on right now, and so far I've fried a motherboard and broken a monitor. So, yeah, there have been some minor setbacks, but as of right now, everything's working dandy, and I'm ready to bring you an audio commentary on a game, I might add, that is a game that shall go down the centuries as the most ghouls masked I've ever seen. So anyway, now that I've talked for a little while, I need you to get the replay paused at 1 minute, because that's generally a good time for replay pausing. Right, so the game is a clanmate of mine, KOD Axlav, versus Silence KTP. I don't know who Silence is, but he puts up a pretty good fight. It's a undead versus undead matchup on the temple that is lost. As some of you know, KOD Axlav is famous for playing random and going very odd strategies with whatever race he gets, choosing odd heroes. He often uses the Pit Lord. I couldn't find a decent Pit Lord replay of him, though. But, right. And if I were you guys, I would either put the replay vision on Silence or Axlav, because the observers in this game, myself included, I watched this game live, and that is how I came upon it and decided to do an audio commentary on it. But yes, the observers in this game talk way too much, so you'll be saving yourself a lot of trouble. And you'll be able to see the entire left part of your screen if you just switch to KOD Axlav or Silence. Alright, so if you have that replay paused at 1 minute, go ahead and unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, so you can see that on this Lost Temple matchup, Silence, who is blue, has spawned on the top, and Axlav, who is, what is he, pink? Pink. Pretty gay. Spawned on the bottom. At this point, Axlav is wondering what hero is most imbalanced for the undead, and, yeah, I don't know, he's asking his opponent to pick for him. A noble gesture, if I ever saw one. And I'm pretty sure, yes, his opponent does pick Crypt Lord, which means that Axlav will be getting Crypt Lord, but Silence will be getting a Dread Lord, because Silence thinks that he's going to be massing some ghouls and overwhelming Axlav, but in reality, you'll see that it turns out the other way. Now, Axlav has an overall plan with this game that if you're watching the chat, you'll see him announce fairly soon. His strategy, and it's a very good undead one on Lost Temple for this mirror, is get twice as many expansions as your opponent and never fight them until you have fucking like 10,000 ghouls. Okay? Does everybody understand that? It's not all that difficult, guys. So, Axlav is now sending out an Acolyte, sorta to scout, also sorta to, wait by the gold mine where Axe is planning on setting up one of his 3 expansions. You see he's got the Crypt Lord. The Crypt Lord, all joking aside, as far as his replay goes, is an excellent creeping hero, because those damn beetles are very good. You can take out a green camp with I don't know, a Crypt Lord and maybe 2 or 3 ghouls, and then from the 2 or 3 creeps that die there, you have another 3 or 4 units, and then you just keep going. It's almost like creeping with a Dark Ranger, but a lot easier. Right, so that's the Crypt Lord. I don't recommend getting the Crypt Lord against, let's see, Night Elf or Human, because the Dispels will just rake up the free experience. But versus Orc, or even Undead, if you want to, go from the, or go for a odder hero choice, then you can pull off a pretty successful push in the early game with a Crypt Lord and a bunch of beetles, etc., etc. And now you see both players are creeping out their natural expansions. Lost Temple is famous for fast expansions. Not necessarily undeads all the time, but you know, it's any race can expand fairly quickly here. And now you see Axelav with his extra acolytes has scouted out to find where Silence is, and Silence is now setting up his first expansion. I believe Axelav will soon be following suit with an expansion of his own, because as I mentioned before, Axelav's strategy is to get twice as many expansions, or twice as many mines, period. So as of right now, the ratio is 2 to 2. We will watch how that grows in the process of the game. Talking about Dreadlord. Dreadlord is a fairly decent hero. You don't really see him much these days. He used to be a lot more popular. Sleep, if you are good at surrounding, is almost free hero kill every time. Vampiric Aura works very well with ghouls. He is an essential part of the dual aura ghoul rush, which is a fun strategy you can try out against Night Elf players, as they seem to be most vulnerable to it. It's kind of like a Gruntapult, except you only get one unit and you don't do a lot of damage. Except for you have 2 auras, so your ghouls become like super ghouls, and then when you tech to Frenzy, they become like super ghouls. But then you gotta watch out for like pandas and stuff. You can do it versus Orc too. A dual aura, ghoul rush, take out burrow sniping, all that kind of stuff. So now there is Born creeping, and you notice that Axelav is now setting up expansion number 2. So right now, mine ratio is 3 to 2. You also notice that Axelav has put up a necropolis. Now this is something that not a lot of undead players do, because they think that just because they can set up a mine without having a main hall means that they probably should. It's not necessarily true. You notice that Axelav didn't put one up for the mine next to his main base. That's because his main base, you know, that's because that expo is really close to his main base, so he won't need to, if he needs to teleport back, he can always get there. Whereas the second expansion with the necropolis is one that you won't be able to get to easily, and that's why he's setting up the necropolis, so he can scroll the town portal there. Now, you see Axelav right now is harassing the acolytes of Silence. If you're an undead mirror, and if you are in an undead mirror, and you can pull off this rather fun harass, because most of the time in undead mirror, the opponent won't be thinking that you'll come to harass, so he won't get any towers as his main base. So it's easy, say during a tech, to wander into his base and kill off a bunch of acolytes, because ghouls, with their normal damage, do extra to acolytes, which is, you know, a fun thing to do. So you just walk in, kill some acolytes, and run your ass away, and hope that he doesn't have a Dreadlord to sleep you. Alright, so now you see Axe has his second expo up and running, and you also see that he's creeping out the area for his third with 5 ghouls. This is quite a gutsy move. It's very, very hard to creep out of mine like that with 5 ghouls. In fact, I wouldn't even recommend that for most people. I don't think I could do that. 5 ghouls without a hero. And you also notice Axelav again throwing up the necropolis and the haunted gold mine. And on our mining counter, that is 4 mines to 2. And I think Silence was not taking Axelav seriously before when he said he was getting double the amount of mines. But as of right now, Silence is probably a little worried about this. So you see he's sending out scout skeletons. And you also notice that the skeleton on the left side of the map is going to manage to kill an acolyte. Because he is... well, he does normal damage, which does extra to acolytes, and Axelav doesn't bother to move it, because he doesn't think that he'll be able to. So anyway, now we have the 4 mines, we got a Crypt Lord, we got a bunch of ghouls. If you would notice what Axelav is building as base right now,